This is the 5th tutorial in the Blender Video Editing Basics series. Links to previous lessons in the description. By the way, friends, subscribe to the channel and press the bell too, do not miss new videos. In this tutorial, we will make a scene with an astronaut boy and we will take care of the design of the video. Exporting the astronaut boy PSD file to Blender will not work right away, but we need separate layers. Each layer is a separate image. Let's convert the PSD file into separate images. In GIMP, let's save the layers as separate images. Open the astronaut boy file with GIMP. Press Ctrl+C, Export. Change the export format to .or and click Export. Right-click on the resulting file. Choose Other Compression Commands, open in and select an archiver. I have 360 zips. Unpack the file. Open the date folder, here are the layers. Copy or move to your project. We will continue to work with them. Arrange the layers in order. Reduce the transparency of the original to better navigate. The first layer, background, layer 008, can be renamed to background. The background is static, does not move. Alpha over overlay method. Above the shadow of the chair, layer 006. To make it clearer, I will rename the shadow of the chair. The overlay method alpha over scale is reduced to 1, shifted focusing on the original. Then comes the chair, layer 005. Alpha over blending method. Scale is reduced to 1, shifted focusing on the original. Even higher, layer 004. Texture on the chair. Reduce the size to the size of a chair. Shift, overlay method. Next, a view of the street. The source is 007. The overlay method alpha over scale is reduced to 1, shifted a little to the right and to the top. Then the shadow from the boy is 1. The source is 3 zeros. The overlay method alpha over scale is reduced to 1, shifted to the bottom, and a shadow from boy 2. Overlay method alpha over scale is reduced to 1, shifted to the bottom and to the right. And now we add the boy. The source is 002. The overlay method alpha over scale is reduced to 1, shifted focusing on the original. And the last source in this scene is a chair in the foreground, 003. The overlay method alpha over scale is reduced to 1, shifted focusing on the original. Each element in the scene has its own visual function. The chair in the foreground sets the depth. We stretch the source code based on the markers. We put the slider at the end of the scene. Holding Shift, select the edges of the sources one by one, press the hotkey Shift+S and the sources are stretched to the slider. Let's start animating the scene, then add glitches. Animation will be done using animation keys. Select the source background. The background visually approaches. Let's achieve this by changing the scale to X and Y. We put the slider on the first frame of the scene. Set animation keys to scale X and Y. We put the slider on the last frame of the scene. Increase the scale a little, 1.900 X and 1.1200 Y. We get the effect of approximation. Now let's animate the chair, the shadow of the chair, and the texture on the chair. We put the slider on the first frame of the scene, select the source of the chair, set the animation keys to scale X and Y. We put the slider on the last frame of the scene. We increase the scale a little 1.1/10 in X and 1.5 in Y, set the animation keys. We put the same keys on the shadow of the chair. We increase the scale texture by X by 1/10 and by Y by 5/10. Now let's get to the effects. Let's make room for the effects. Raise the layers above the source and raise the chair higher. We look at the chair on the left side. On the first frame of the scene it transforms. We look at the original. The transformation and repositioning takes 5 frames. Let's cut the source into 5 frames. On the first frame, the original texture for the chair, cut it off and delete it. Add an effect strip transform to the first frame and make a mask on the effect. Invert it. We get here such a notch as in the original. On the third frame, make a blur. Select the strip and apply a Gaussian blur effect. Let's increase the blur by X and Y. On the fifth frame, we change the position of the chair, as in the original. Select the fifth frame and change the position. And let's increase the scale a little by Y. On the sixth frame the chair disappears. Select the frame and press H. On the next frame it appears again. We look further at the chair. For the rest we do not pay attention. Here in this frame the chair moves down. Cut off this frame, select it and change the position. Chair in the foreground. We also animate focusing on the original video, set the animation keys. Then we animate the boy. On the first frame of the scene, set the keys position X, Y and scale X, Y. We look at the original, approximately in the middle of the scene, increase the scale by Y, change the position, set the animation keys. After 2 frames, we change the position and scale, set the keys. On the next frame, change the position again, set the keys position X, Y and scale X, Y. In another 20 frames, change the position again, set the animation keys. On the next frame, change the position again, set the animation keys. On the last frame of the scene, without changing anything, we put the keys. The shadow of the boy is also animated. Focusing on the boy, move the shadow and set the animation keys on the first frame of the scene. Select the source of the boy, use the up arrow to move to the next keyframe of the boy, and on this frame, having selected the source of the shadow, move the shadow and set the animation keys. Again, select the source of the boy, use the up arrow to move to the next keyframe of the boy, and on this frame, having selected the source of the shadow, move the shadow and set the animation keys. This is how, focusing on the keyframes of the boy, we set the keyframes for the shadow. The second shadow is also animated after the boy. We make glitches. This is where the glitch starts. Add a glitch like this. The glitch lasts until this frame. We stretch the glitch. In order to focus on the original, we will turn it on, and when working with the glitch, we will turn off the original. Now add glitch masks based on the original. Press F12 and make a mask. We circle the boy. Cut off 1 frame of the glitch from the source and apply the mask modifier to it. Mask mode. Select the mask that we have just made. We also cut off the next frame and apply the same mask, only change the position value. The next 4 frames with the same mask, only it needs to be inverted so that the glitch is not on the boy, but around. Select all points on the mask, copy them with Ctrl+C, create a new mask, give it a name and paste the copied points, invert the mask in the side menu. we impose an inverted mask on the cut 4 frames. Let's look further. Here is a boy without a glitch up to here, and here a glitch appears on a chair. Let's make a mask for him. Press F12 and make a mask. We draw on the original. Cut off 2 frames of the glitch and apply a mask. You can glitchy change position. Here again, a glitch on the boy for 1 frame. And through the frame for another 4 frames, a glitch on the boy. Next, let's add another glitch. This is where the glitches end with the boy. Trim the glitch and remove the excess. We look at 1 frame of the glitch around, cut off the frame, add a mask. Alpha over overlay method. The next frame is similar to the previous one, only cropped from the right, from the left and a little from the bottom. The next one is similar to the previous one, but a crop is added from the top. The next glitch for 2 frames, again mask around the boy and crop with the crop tool from the right and left, and a little from the bottom. Select the glitch, cut the frame and apply a mask, use the crop tool. Next again on the glitch mask, crop to the original and reduce the opacity. In the last frame with the glitch, only a piece from the left in the form of a vertical strip from the glitch. Here, without any mask, we simply cut off the glitch from the sides and a little from the bottom, focusing on the original. Everything, the design of the boy is finished. We make a screen portage. We return to the very beginning and add a black color strip to the very bottom. We stretch it to the length of the entire project. The first scene of the eyes, select the source and crop it from the bottom and from the top, focusing on the original by about 168 pixels. The source has the overdrop overlay method. Next is the scene with the children, cut from 4 sides. A scene with a famous person, cut from the bottom, from the top and from the right. Again the eye, then the horizon of the planet, as at the beginning we cut off from the top and from the bottom by about 168 pixels. We cut the scene in the library from the top and from the bottom by 177 pixels. We cut black and white cuts focusing on the original. The scene with the astronaut boy, cut off 140 pixels from the top and bottom. The scene at work is not changing anything here. Life changes, nothing. Further, from the top and from the bottom of the strip, 125 pixels each. Here, on the video with the face, we add pictures, adjust the position and scale according to the original and crop it, focusing on the original. Next, cut from the top and bottom, focusing on the original. The eye is 168 pixels. We do not change anything further, we look at what happened. Expand the preview window to full screen, Ctrl plus a space and look. Hotkeys for playback in my settings are Shift plus space. All our project is finished. We can render and get a video file. In the right panel file format, set FFmpeg, encoding MPEG-4, video codec H264, audio MP3. At the top, click Render, select Render Animation and wait for the render to finish. If you forgot to put 2 slashes in the right panel in the Output tab, which means the video will be saved where your blend file is. Then look for the created video in the TMP folder of your operating system. All success in everything. Bye-bye. My lesson has come to an end. Watch more tutorials on the Video Editing Blender channel. Let's move on to the next lesson. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.